Greetings, fiddlers. I hope you guys are having a great early spring or late winter or whatever we're calling it, depending on where you live. It's going to be miserable and brown and muddy, or it's going to be less miserable and brown. If you're indoors playing the fiddle, then you're avoiding all that potential problem. Really exciting. So what was I going to talk? Oh yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about my bowing program here, and I'm pretty proud of it. I think I've hit on a way to get people to free up their bowing and get a lot groovier in their bowing, paradoxically, by using bowing patterns to get out of using patterns. Now that may sound weird, but it does seem to work. It's the fastest way to get people, bowing freely. And so much fiddling is about bowing and just being able to use the bow rhythmically and improvise your bowing, because the tunes can be the same for a really long time, especially if you're playing Appalachians. After the first 35 times you play the same tune, then it starts getting good. Anyway, just a little synopsis of what we're doing. So let's take a tune. In fact, if you want to get right into this, go to the tune Fire on the Mountain, which is all eighth notes. Just goes on and on like that. So I've identified 4 main bow patterns in fiddling. There's more, of course, but those are the most common, and they're called shuffles, right? So we have the 4 patterns are the classic shuffle. And we've all used Mongolian music. You hear it in the jazz ride cymbal, ding, 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 ding. It's everywhere. It's in guitar strumming. So that is a classic shuffle. The next one is something called the Georgia shuffle, going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 1. So the down bow is, weirdly enough, it's a little backwards because the down bow is actually playing the backbeat things forward. The third shuffle is something that I've sort of identified from the playing of many great bluegrass fiddle players, but especially Kenny Baker, which uses groups of 3, 3, and 2, which corresponds to what we call the mother rhythm, which is a very common rhythm in pretty much all music. Against a duple meter, you can put groups of 3, 3, and 2. So if we just played all separates, it was 3 and. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, that's a much larger subject, but making those groups of 3, 3, and 2 over a regular 2, 4 or 4, 4 meter is basically the sound of North American pop music. When we do that in fiddling, we can combine 3 in one bow. So if we go, right, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then 2 separate. Right, so that shuffle is a little more difficult, but it's very useful pattern. And then the fourth pattern is something that I've been looking at lately. It's called the cakewalk shuffle. It sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Which actually, if we think about it, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and it's common in. There's many, many instances of that. So if we play these shuffles, we paint these shuffles over whatever tune, and I'm going to use Fire on the Mountain. So we get, basically we're trying to get independence of the right arm and the left hand, so that not that the right arm doesn't know what the left hand is doing, but it just doesn't care, right? It doesn't. So we start with 7, and when we put that. If you haven't done that, that is a tough thing, but it really, once you get it, you've gotten it, right? So then we try the other shuffle. right? The Georgia shuffle, and then the 3-3-2, the Kenny Baker shuffle. And then we could try that that other one, the okay. That's tough. So then the idea is that we start moving back and forth between pairs of these shuffles. So we might start, okay, I'm going to play the first half of the tune phrase in separates and then go to a shuffle. So here we go. Right, so that was separates and classic shuffle. I might reverse that. Right, okay, let's try separates and the Georgia shuffle. Right, so you see where I'm going with this. As you become better at moving in and out of these different patterns, the patterns start breaking up, and we just become good going from any pattern to any other pattern, and we get better at that, and then all of a sudden we can kind of do anything. And that's what we want. We want to be able to improvise our bowing for fun. Because that is what fiddling is all about. Fun and having a great time grooving with the bow. So if this appeals to you, I would suggest you go to the tune Fire on the Mountain, learn Fire on the Mountain, and then dive into those shuffle lessons and get good at them, and